What's up everybody and welcome to Let's Talk Money. I'm Nikolay Timoshchuk Jr. and I am super duper excited today to talk about how you can start your own business. I'm going to jump into 5 simple steps to help you be able to start the process of actually acquiring your own business. What does that mean? How do you get there? What can you do in order to help yourself right now? And what are those steps to reach that goal? You want to start a business, you have an idea, you have money, you have this, you have that, but you might not know how to actually start that business. That's what I'm here to do for you. I'm here to explain to you the process in 5 easy steps. They're really simple and they'll get you going in the right direction for you to start that business, to be legal so that you can actually start making money in the company's name and start working towards your goals so that you can actually scale that idea into something that is real, something that is tangible, and something that you can provide, whether it's a service, a product, or whatever it may be. I'm just here to help you start your own business with 5 simple steps. So step 1 is going to start you out with writing a business plan. What does that even mean, right? So you have this idea, something popped up in your head, this light bulb went off, ding, and you're sitting there and you're like, I want to start a business. I have a great idea. I think I can make money doing this. I think this will help people. I think this will actually provide a product or a service that people can use. And guess what? You don't really know what to do. So let's start out by writing a business plan. A business plan kind of puts you into a position where you know what you're trying to expect over a certain amount of years. Whether it's a 1-year, a 2-year, or a 3-year business plan, you're telling yourself there's certain things you need to reach, how you're going to reach them, what you're going to do to reach them, and what you're going to do along the way to help yourself in certain situations. So for instance, there's a way to start everything, right? But unless you put it out there, unless you write it down, unless you actually get it out into the world, what are you actually going to do? Just let that idea just fester in your mind and continue to grow and grow and grow, but it's stuck in here instead of out here in the real world where everybody is, expecting something or looking for something, and you might have that product or idea or that service that actually helps people along the way, and all you have to do is start.
I know that I can, I know that I will, and I know that I am. Yeah.
Get your thoughts out, you get your idea out, and you'll start just thinking through different things, risks. You'll start thinking through, hey, is this something I can actually do? Is this something that's actually scalable? Is this something that's actually going to be worth it? Yes. Start writing your business plan out. Give yourself structure. Give yourself something to work towards to, and give yourself something that you can actually work off of, because you as a human also need certain things to work off of as well. Not just going into work and working for somebody else. That's why everybody has task lists and all these kind of things. That business plan is there to help you move forward, move along, and actually get things done, and then give you a vision of what you actually want to accomplish. However, before we move on to step number 2, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell, turn on your post notifications, like this video, share this video, and drop a comment so that we can keep reaching a wider audience all around the world and keep inspiring people about finance and helping them get tips on things they need to know. I do apologize for this amazing commercial where you're gonna start smashing that like button and sharing this video and subscribing to this channel, but without further ado, let's get back to step number 2. And step 2, in my opinion, is one of the most important factors in starting a business. And what that is starting to acquire funding. So you can't just start a business and have no type of inventory, have no type of service that you can offer to people without certain tools or resources that you may need to make that job get done. Whether it's a digital world, you'll need a laptop, you'll need Wi-Fi, you'll need a cell phone. Whether it's, a janitorial service, you'll need brooms, mops, trash bags, all that good stuff. So you need to start saving up that funding, or if you're going to try to use investors, start having that business plan so that when you pitch the investor, you can actually acquire that funding that you need for your business. If you're going to let them be a partner, or you're going to let them cut in on some kind of percentage or whatever that may be, but funding will be something that actually is very important to your business. And a lot of businesses fail because they run out of money. They can't actually bring that idea to life. See, ideas are good, but when you can't back an idea with money, you can't bring those two things together and actually put it out into the world. What you're doing is just sitting on an idea, letting it sit there. You don't have money, and then it's too hard, it's too this, it's too that, I don't have enough time. And then you just start snowballing all these different things into why you can't start your own business. So start thinking about that money while you're creating that business plan so that you can acquire the funds in enough time to when you're setting up your entire business legally, that you have the money to actually bring that product to life, or you have the money to buy things you need to actually be able to run your business if you're offering a service or whatever that may be. Really focus on acquiring funds so that when your idea actually comes to life and it's in the real world, you don't run out of money and then you're not able to actually chase and progress in that business because you run out of money. Now, step number 3 is about the location you'll be starting your business in and what type of structure it will have. So there's many different type of businesses. You might have heard that's gone viral here lately is LLC or corporations. And on the news, you may hear how these huge corporations don't pay taxes and they don't pay on this and they don't do all that. Whatever's gonna work best for you is something that you need to do your due diligence on and actually research. So a lot of people right now are actually honing in on the LLC. It's pretty cheap to actually, acquire that structure for your business and to keep it actually maintained over a whatever 20-year, 30, 40, 50-year amount of time. And it actually takes you away from any liability. So if your company was getting sued, that actually takes you away from your car, your house, your personal assets are divided by that individual structure. You got corporations and stuff that do that as well, C Corp, S Corp, and things of that sort, but those are more expensive to keep maintained over the years, and you'll have to start getting lawyers involved and you'll have to start learning different things. So if you're wanting to start small, because you can always transition into a different structure, a sole proprietorship works for a lot of people, but the unfortunate part about a sole proprietorship is that it actually keeps you engaged and connected to all your personal assets. So if your company was ever to get sued, they could come after your house, your car, and whatever else that may be. But the LLC is a good and cheap way and a very affordable, not even cheap, it's just an affordable way to get your business started, but to separate your personal assets from what you want to do as a business and to protect yourself personally and actually be maintaining in a affordable way over the years. So you have to pay certain maintenance fees to the state. And I actually just paid mine for my LLC, and it's usually depends on what state you're in, and it's usually like $300 to $500 depending on how many people are in the business. But if you start by yourself, you're anywhere from that range. Do your due diligence, figure out what business structure works for you, because there are many, and most people don't even know that. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna start a business, let's go. Well, there's different ways to protect yourself. There's different ways to go about starting a business that best works for you and how you're structuring everything. So step number 4 is when it's getting pretty real. All right, you figured out what your business plan looks like. You've acquired funds to get yourself going. You figured out what state you want to be in. You've actually figured out what type of business structure you want to be. Now it's time to register with the federal government. Time to get an EIN number, which is absolutely free. All you have to do is go to the government website and apply for an EIN number, and it takes a matter of about 5 to 10 minutes as long as you know your information. And that is sort of like a social security number, but for your business. That's how the government can come for you and make sure that you're paying your taxes on that specific business. So whenever you're doing your taxes, just for example purposes, you give them your social security number if you've ever worked for a company, and those are the taxes that you're paying on for that particular individual. Well, when you get this federal EIN number, what that is a tax ID for your actual business, so that that business that's actually producing revenue and income and getting, you have expenses and all that other stuff, write-offs, all that stuff is in the mix. What you're doing there is actually giving the government hey, this company belongs to this EIN number, which is kind of like a social for a human being. And from there, the government can track you and tell you what you owe in taxes. If you don't pay them and don't claim enough, they will figure it out. So you're going to apply for that EIN number, and it's going to get you into a good position to go apply for things, which coming up in step 5. But what you need to do is make sure you apply for that EIN number, and it's absolutely free on the federal website, is what most people don't know, and it's actually there at the tip of your fingers. Literally, all you have to do is get on the website, apply for it. And this is something that is absolutely free. So if you run across any websites that are trying to charge for a federal EIN number, do not pay them. Go to the actual government website and apply for it there. It is free free. Now, it's time for step 5, and this just solidifies that everything is going to plan and your business is intact, and it's to make sure you apply for all of your licenses and permits locally. So depending on what you're going to be doing, make sure you actually look up what your city requires. You may live in a city, in a county. You may need both permits to do what you're doing. You may need 2 licenses. What you have to do is just do your due diligence. This is all up to you, because depending on where I live or where you live or where whoever lives, you have to make sure that you're abiding by the rules. You don't want to start a business and go doing things illegally without even knowing. And it's not even your fault. You're just, you may not know, you may not have been educated on what you actually need, but you need to make sure that you're applying for the correct permits and the correct licenses when dealing with starting your own business. This will help you in the long run. If you just do it right straight out the gate, everything will be nice and smooth, rather than trying to backpedal and explain why you didn't know, why this, why that, and then getting fees and then getting, hit with something that you don't need. You don't need to get sued. You don't need to have lawsuits all against you because your business is illegal and you're not supposed to be even doing business. Do it the right way. Make sure that you are applying for everything that you necessarily need. Like I said, whether it's that EIN number, whether it's the permit, whether it's the license, those things matter. Just make sure wherever you are locally that you're taking the time to figure out what is required of a business to be opened in that area. And if you're not doing business locally, you're gonna start a business in a different state or whatever, make sure you do the research, because what works in your city or your local area doesn't work in every state and city. So just make sure what works in that sense, and make sure that you're actually taking the necessary precautions to make sure you're doing things right. You've gotten your business plan in place. You've gotten your funding. You sat there. You figured out what structure will work and what state you want to do business in. You got your federal EIN number. You figured out all these things. You got your licenses in your local area of where you're going to be doing business. You got permits if you're going to be doing certain services. Now it's time to bring that idea that was in your mind that you put on paper into the real world. It's time to bring that baby to life, literally. You've got to start working hard. That's the number one thing I can tell you, is when you start that own business, don't think this is something that's glamorous that you're seeing on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and everybody's just living the dream and life is great and everything is easy. It is far from that. When you start your own business, you're going to be working twice as hard as you were for when you were working for somebody else, because all you have to do there was check off a task list. Now you actually have to run the company. It's your baby. You're taking care of it. You're actually making sure that everything is going according to plan. You're paying fees and taxes and everything on this business. It's your thing to take care of. Treat it as if it's your baby, and make sure that you're taking the necessary precautions to make sure you're doing things right. I cannot stress that enough. Do things the right way. Work extremely hard. Stay focused. And most importantly, after all those other most important things, do not give up. It is easy to not see success within 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months, even a year or 2. It takes time to build a good business. Look at all companies out there that are very, very, very successful. It's taken them a long time. Look at Amazon, Walmart, Costco, all these different big companies, even small companies that you know locally in your area. It's taken family-owned businesses 15 to 20 years, 40, 50 years to build up to this point. Don't look at everybody else. Don't compare your business to others. Comparison will beat you down. Do not compare your business to other businesses. Just grow. Work on yourself, work on your business, and grow and scale as much as you possibly can, doing things the right way. Now this brings the video to a close, and I hope you enjoyed it and actually learned something from it. But without further ado, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Make sure you hit that bell, turn on those post notifications. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and drop a comment for me so that I can keep engaging with what you guys actually want to learn about, and so that we can keep reaching a wide audience all around the world and get people really excited about finance and business. But without further ado, again, I will see you in my next video. Take care of yourself and work hard. Peace out.